A company that makes motorized standing desk called FlexiSpot reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to try one of their motorized standing desks. This is something I've been wanting to try for many years now. Actually, they contacted me last year and they kind of ghosted me after a few emails. And then they reached out again and they actually sent the product, and man, am I so happy. This is the coolest thing. I wanted one of these for so long. What this is a sitting, standing, it's a variable height desk, basically. It's all motorized. This is really a great product because the price point is amazing and it is just so solid. It gives you so many options. The thing that I was really interested in is seeing it in a woodworking context, like using the stiffness of the unit to be used as a woodworking bench, and very specifically variable height woodworking bench. A lot of woodworkers invest in variable height woodworking benches, especially when you're doing hand tool stuff. Not everything you want at the desk at the same height. You want to be able to raise it up and down to reach a more comfortable position for carving, cutting dovetails, planing, whatever. So you're always reaching for a new height. And I've seen guys and girls get very expensive motorcycle lifting gear, and I'm sure they're just in the thousands of dollars. And this is well under $1,000, and it has the stiffness to meet that criteria of a woodworking bench. The forces from sawing and planing are no joke, and I'm going to actually test it out for the first time in a few minutes. Now, how do they achieve this sort of stiffness? Well, first of all, they use 4 legs in their design. And second of all, it's just sheer weight. Everything is super beefy. It was actually really difficult to put, or it was hard just to bring the stuff in. I think it's around 200 pounds of desk. So you're actually getting into that sort of 300 pound range where you've got the forces of your weight can't overcome the actual workstation that you're working on. You can put like 600 pounds on this thing. It's insane. And all your controls are right here. It's very easy to use. You've got preset positions if you want to hit certain heights again and again that you are happy with. I'll show you some details of the motors and gears, but let's just go back in time to yesterday. I got the boxes by FedEx and brought them inside. They were heavy, and I put everything together. It was about 2 hours of assembly. Everything is well laid out. The instructions are very clear. It went together well. The only weird thing is that the tabletop, the underside of the tabletop that has sort of CNC pre-drilled holes for mounting, it didn't actually match up with the legs. So I had to do my own pilots and sort of finagle it myself. I've done that kind of thing before, so it's really not that hard. And almost immediately the cats jumped up on it, as they do with every new thing in the house, and I took them for a little ride. And then the kids got on it as well, and I took them for a little ride, and it very quickly became a plaything in the house. There is actually child lock features on this if you don't want the kids to play with it, because believe me, they will play with it. Another cool thing that I wanted to do is have just a slightly better table for board games. So we sort of tested out the general size immediately for a board game, one of our favorite board games, Catan. There's a bunch of cables and there's obviously motors in here. They have to be great motors to lift 600 pounds. So kudos to them for that. This stuff is all steel. It's super beefy. The motor mechanism it's everything you want. It's quiet. It's got all the presets, and it has some like really nice like ramp down features. It's funny, you can actually use this stuff to do interesting like craned camera shots. It's just so smooth and silky. The heights basically go from about 26 inches off the ground to about 50, which would pretty much satisfy anything from a dwarf to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It's crazy, like as a standing desk. there's a lot of height variation, and it's pretty stiff at all heights. Again, one of the ways they solve stiffness is by having 4 legs, great connections, and just sheer weight. Yeah, see how it ramps down? That's really nice. And you can dial it in to, this is in inches right now, the scale, and you can dial it into 1/10 of an inch just by, so it's very fine adjustments. I'm gonna set up a super quick and dirty test for planing. Okay, I also brought a saw too. So again, if this, you know what's gonna happen actually, the floor is slippery and the pads are slippery, so it might slip out just from my own weight, but I really wanna see just how it resists. Like if you set up the same setup and you start planing on a normal IKEA table or something that's just not like really heavy and buff, what's gonna happen is it's gonna start racking and you're gonna kind of get this, right? It's not gonna be a good long-term solution. These are serious forces. They're actually your whole body weight is behind it. A workbench should be like 400 pounds, 300 pounds, 400 pounds, whatever, just something to absolutely resist your body weight and stay very still. Okay, so let's try planing. And I'll just do it in the, you don't need to see the planing or anything like up close. Let's just look at the overall racking. When you're planing and the table's wobbling, it's lame because it's sucking energy out of your stroke. You want that resistance, right? You want this to be in motion and everything else to be rock solid. Man, that was really good. If you just have a normal workbench, you're stuck at that height, right? Say this isn't working for me. I want to work on the chamfer or something. I don't want to be here all day. I'm just going to go up. That's much better. Let's see a little higher. And you can just keep testing different heights. And it just really saves your back. See, I want my back to be straight and I want everything, you don't want tension in your body. You don't want to be like that the whole time, like holding tension in your hips or your legs. And then you could do it for a long time without it being fatiguing. That was amazing experience. This is an incredible experience actually. This already has improved the pleasure of woodworking like 1,000 times. Okay, now sawing, I know firsthand, it really produces some serious forces. I'm already so excited about this. I want to build a nice worktop with a long leg vise, like a Rubo style vise, maybe even a high vise or something like that. And then I can get into clamping all my carvings, all my weird irregular shapes. I really got to think about what I'm carving and think about the best way to hold it. But just having the ability for the variable height, man, what a game changer. I'm always stooped over down in my workshop and it sucks. I'm always in some weird position and I just want it to be over with. This just brings pleasure back into the equation. That was nice. There was a little bit of movement, but nothing that's a deal breaker. See how my body is, I'm upright right now. This is brilliant. I'm really just focused on the cut. I'm not focused on the strain that is taking me to hold that position. It really transfers force like crazy. I'm gonna clean this up right now and I'm gonna explore some other configurations. This looks super sharp. The black matches the black, the wood matches the wood. Man, it looks like this is just a natural extension of the product, which is fantastic. I can tilt from here to, I've got some sandbags holding it in. I haven't figured out how to attach it perfectly, but yes, variable tilt angle, artist desk, drawing desk. For about 40 years, I've been trying to draw Archie comics and I've never quite gotten to a really reasonable artistic level, but I just keep trying. For this application, this is great. Again, it's just another workstation where you're always dealing with pain from not having a variable height. Originally, I just had this on a fixed, but a 29-inch desk. Now I've got it at 38 inches. This is very comfortable for standing height. Say I'm doing the detail here, so my body is relaxed. Again, I'm tensionless, and I'm working on these details here. Say I don't even want to move this thing, I can just keep going up and work on this area. Oh my God, this is amazing. And work on this area over here, do this stuff. So I can bring it here and sit. And yeah, I've got more points of contact now. This actually might be more advantageous for certain types of drawings. Drawing is like woodworking. Your body is demanding different positions to have stability here, or sometimes you want to have lateral stability or horizontal stability, or you want to have if you're standing, you're a bit more free flowing. So again, having a variable height desk it's just such an advantage in this situation. Honestly, how did I live without this until this point in time? Variable height is just, oh my God, it solves so many problems. It just releases so much energy in your body to be used properly instead of like working against yourself by hunching over. The motors are just so smooth, and the ramp down when it reaches its height or depth is so good that you can actually have like a full glass of water just sitting at the side of the table and be bouncing up and down, and it's fine. Let's test it. This is the first time I've ever tested it. Let's go down. Let's go up. In a future build video, I'm also going to make like a really nice table for when we play the game, board game Catan, and just sort of a general purpose board game table. I want to do like a felt surface, so it's nicer for dice rolls. The one problem we always have is the dice always rolls off the table when the kids are rolling. So I'm going to have just a little bit of a lip to stop that from happening. I'm going to have kind of maybe some drink holders or something, and then more proper infrastructure for holding some of the cards and stuff, which I'll always get messy. And I think it will just be a great multi-purpose gaming table. And I can actually, all these little modules that fit on this, you could have a workbench module, you could have a drawing module, you could have a gaming module. They can all go, off to the side in a sort of flat against the wall position, and you could just add them to this variable height desk when you need them. So again, like you want to get the most out of this system. It's just such with the top and everything, it's such a solid base for you to build all these different interesting things on. It's very useful for all kinds of different things. It's one of the most useful things I've ever had the chance to review. You're going to see more of it in the future, and I'm going to do a great part 2 video of this. So thanks for watching part 1, and stay tuned for an exciting build.